Welcome back to the stream, everyone. I was muted, not everyone else, lol. Let's dive right back into this. So, you all are facing down this charging creature. It is this six-legged beast with wild tusks growing out of its face, long fur that hangs down, a massive, oversized chest, as one appears out of the woods and charges straight for you. What do you do as you react to this?
I think I'm not really sure if it's charging us or if this is just like, or wait, so this creature's alone right now, right?
There's a single big bison-esque creature charging out of the woods at you.
Seeing it, can I cast Thunder Wave?
As a reaction, you can absolutely cast Thunder Waves. You've been alerted to this.
Yeah. So, Thunder Wave at level 1.
I technically can't use my reaction ability because it has to attack me.
It is charging right for you. It is thundering down at you. You have passed your perception check. You know that it's happening. You're reacting, right? So in reaction, Emily's going boom, thunder wave. What is Tom doing?
It's basically the wording says it has to attack me for me to use it. But if you're fine with skipping past that detail,
well, if Thunder Wave succeeds,
works, then it won't matter.
It pushes it back.
Okay, so you cast Thunder Wave. What is everyone else doing to respond to this?
I was going to try and blind it, but I'd have to wait for it to attack me.
All right. Now that I'm unmuted, I think Gormak counter charges. He sees this thing charging. I think he just kind of like, oh, okay, and just counter charges.
Okay, you begin charging this creature head on.
Yeah,
that is going to put you in the path of the Thunder Wave. Please make a save versus Thunder Wave. What is everyone else doing?
Gormak unhitches the cart before he does this.
So you and the cart begin charging this creature.
Right.
All right, I'll make a save for the cart as well. What is everyone else doing in this one moment?
Well, I guess this is kind of thrown off. I was basically just going to stand here and like be like a blocking shield in front of the party.
I do not pass my Constitution save for Thunder Wave.
Okay.
Does that mean that you just charge even faster into the place?
Probably.
All right. What else are you doing? Quickly. Like, this is a moment.
Yeah, I am standing here ready to block this thing from charging into the party.
You begin setting a bulwark. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, Emily, what's your save DC?
My save DC is 12.
Okay, I do pass it. I have a +4 con. I have a +6 saving throw for con though, so that's actually a 14 for me. So
yeah, you save. So.
Yeah, I'm used to rolling an 8 and being like, oh, that's not a pass. But
Rose, Janlar, what are you doing?
I can write that out.
Seeing the Minotaur running forward, I think I'm just gonna cast Firebolt at this point.
All right, you cast Firebolt at it. Rose, what are you doing?
Okay, so let me think. How far does the Minotaur get with his charging range? He's got to be faster than me, right? He's gonna have more movement.
I believe you both have the same amount of movement, unless Minotaurs have more by the book.
I have 30 foot.
Yeah, you should have the same movement. Are you charging the creature?
Right.
You see this burst out of the stuff, right? So we're probably not this close yet, right? It's running towards you, right? You have a split second to respond to this creature charging at you. What do you do?
Well, I would run forwards, raise my arms up, and yell, "Stop!"
Okay. Excellent.
In animal language, obviously, right? Because it looks like an animal, but that's what I would do.
Well, this is definitely not a small animal. This is gigantic, but...
Well, I guess then I wouldn't, because then I wouldn't speak that language. I guess I would just gingerly step aside to let it pass through, right? That's what I would do.
So this is the order of things that happens. This creature breaks out of the bush, begins charging at you in a straight line. Gormak begins charging it with the cart. Tom, you don't do anything. A Firebolt gets cast. Thunder Wave goes off. So it's gonna save versus Thunder Wave, and it passes. So it's gonna go ahead and take half damage from that. And it does not stop its force. This concussive blast erupts out. You can see its hair flying all over the place as it's swept back. You see its wild eyes rolling as it's charging. It unleashes a scream. but it continues on its path. Gormak, you get hit. You take half damage from the Thunder Wave as well as this concussive blast hits you, but it doesn't take you off course. In fact, it propels you closer into the creature. Go ahead and swing for your attack.
How much damage did Thunder Wave do?
It did 10 damage, but you.
Oh, it's 10 thunder damage. Okay,
you
I take 5.
Save, so you take 5.
Okay. I save. Okay.
So
do I move at least 20 feet? Am I moving far enough for that?
Yeah, you can charge. You've like headlong charged together.
Cool. So I'm going to run up. And can I just try and grapple it? Can I just like try and grab it by the horns and just throw it to the ground and stop it?
Yes. You demand a contest of athletics. Grapple this thing.
1d20 plus 7.
Thank God that's not me, because that would not be happening at neg 2.
You manage. So this thing comes. This game is charging at you. You get blasted by this concussive force. Its horns come to like rake at you in its wild fury. You grab onto them and you begin riding this creature, arms wrapped around its neck. You are attached to it and grappled as he charges forward. A firebolt hits him as Janlar speaks his magic words, hits him with a firebolt. Go ahead and roll for hit. You do. 17 passes. Roll damage for me.
If I grapple it, doesn't its speed become 0?
It is so big, you are riding it. You've now essentially become riding it, and the cart is getting dragged along next to you, bumping and banking and bouncing.
Yeah. What size is this thing?
It's large.
Okay.
Is it possible to shoot a firebolt and then take like a 15-foot or 10-foot step to the side?
Yes, I'll allow that. You can move like a 10. You would have your movement in a normal round of combat, but here we go. You shoot your firebolt. It does 2 points of damage to it. You step to the side. This thing is panicked and it's bouncing this cart along. It's super strong. You begin. It continues charging at you. You've set up your defense, so it's going to.
So it tries to attack.
Yeah,
in that case,
it's just charging right through into you.
So in that case, Tom's gonna try and blind this thing using one of his reaction abilities. Anytime something attacks me, I can use my reaction to create a blinding flash of light.
Yes.
And it imposes disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay. All right. Awesome. You set yourself up for a bonus. You do this blinding flash of light. Its eyes already wide and terror roll even more. It screams again as it tries to dash through and into you here. We're gonna go 2d20. No, that didn't work.
Dude.
I'm trying not to hit. I've set up my camera keys.
4.
I've set up my camera keys on the numpad, and so I'm trying not to use my numpad. It's throwing me off. So it rolls a 6 to hit you. And it charges. You like set up your shield, you flash it in the eyes, it rears up and it's like 6 legs and it just steps over you as you hide behind your shield. It like steps once on the shield, you get yourself like booshed into the ground. You can feel it like push around you as he steps over you and his charge continues.
Damn it. I was hoping to break the charge at that,
you were stepping out of the way, right, Faye?
Yup.
Okay. So
I mean, it looks like this. It doesn't look like it's actually attacking us. It looks like it's just trying to pass through as quickly as possible. I think.
You step out of its line of path. Emily, you cast your Thunder Wave, but you're still in its way. It's gonna try to attack you. Still blinded from Tom's abilities, and it attacks you with a 10 to hit.
Yeah, nah, I'm so
All
little.
Right. You like flutter and fly out of its way, taking no damage.
Hey! That's rude.
As it passes by and ends up over here. With Gormak and the cart still hanging on for dear life. The cart taking all kinds of damage. Goods spilling out everywhere. All right.
Passing.
Now I want you to roll initiative, everyone.
Okay. I will do that. So, as a just R1d20 minus 1. Nope, minus 1. Nice. I go last.
I'm second last. High five.
You can grapple a creature up to one size larger than you.
If you grapple a creature of medium size, I will grant you 0 speed. You can't stop this charging thing.
Okay.
Unless you, like, specifically attempt to do so.
Okay. I'll do that on my turn then. I'll try and stop it.
Alrighty. So, the first move is Rose. You are stepped aside. You see this creature having carried Gormak with him, having charged through and trying to spear. What do you do?
That's kind of difficult. Do I wanna... Technically, I would just want to let it pass, though, because I don't want to kill it. I just want it to like run through because I don't feel like it's attacking us. I feel like we were just right in its way.
Okay.
And you can't push a spell back, right? Like you can't have a trigger for a spell.
If you want to hold your action, you can do so, right? So if you say, if you set up a trigger and a response, if X happens, then I will do this, and I will allow that.
Yeah, no, I won't do anything for this for the time being.
Okay. Excellent.
I'll see if like Gormak gets like seriously hurt, then maybe next round, but not now.
So Rose stops and waits, and then you see cresting over the hill, more of these creatures charging in wild directions as they run in after you choose not to react. This one running this direction, this one here, like this, and they are being chased and hounded by these strange creatures of 8 legs and multiple tails. They have strange goat-like faces and are yipping and braying as they try to bite and tackle behind them. They almost have like long double-jointed legs. They seem to bounce as much as they run, and their body is long, too long for a normal creature, as they begin chasing down and attacking these creatures. And following behind them are two like ranch hand looking people on horses. They're covered in brown leathers and long hats to block out the sun. They're on horses as they attempt to ride in with some crossbows as if they're trying to herd in these creatures. They take 2 shots at the strange goat-like abominations.
Okay, so they're shooting at the things chasing the thing that just charged through us.
Yes, they are. They hit with a 20 and an 18. Excellent. They're both shooting at the same creature, trying to focus it down. And they do 2 and 3 damage to it. As arrows come flying out, they're just on top of horseback. They go pew, pew. They shoot these arrows, and they are attacking this one right here. And they just pelt in this hide. It gives out a horrifying screech and bray. But it continues trying to bite at these bison here. The next move in initiative is Tom. What are you doing?
All right. I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself, and then I'm going to charge in and lock these 2 down right here.
Excellent. You charge in. Do you make an attack?
So it's like an I can't because I cast a spell.
Oh, it's not a bonus spell, Shield of Faith.
I don't believe so. I can double check that.
I thought Shield of Faith was a bonus.
It is. It's a bonus.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go in and whack that thing then. I'm just gonna smack this one right in the face with my hammer.
Perfect.
So +4, 15 to hit.
15 hits.
All right, so it takes d6 +2. It takes 3 points of damage.
It takes 3 points of damage. Alrighty. The next to act in initiative order is Janlar. What do you do?
I'm gonna attack the same one that I see Tom attacking.
Okay.
With Firebolt again.
Okay, you wave your hands, arcane some fire at it, and it comes tearing out. You hit. Oh, 10 points of damage. Your fire like just screeches in over Tom's shoulder, and like it flashes off of his sigil of Bridges, and it seems to ignite even more as it just erupts in flames around this thing as it screams and takes a lot of damage. Okay.
Can I then move? How far can I move after that?
You can move 30 feet. You have a move action and you have a normal action.
I'd like to move up right here.
Okay, yeah, you come charging up after you shoot your fire to get in its face. Excellent, excellent. The next move, Emily, what do you got?
Okay, so I'm going to move up. Oh, perfect, 25 feet. And then I'm going to use another Thunder Wave. I'm going to be targeting the square here. So it will hit both of these two.
Uh-huh. It's got a 15-foot cube radius, right? So you're also going to hit yourself and
I think... it has to be adjacent to me, doesn't it? So
you're going to target this square here?
Yeah, I guess if that's...
All right, perfect.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just have to be on the edge of the square, hey. All right. Thunder Wave. Schwap.
These things do not have a con bonus, so... they both pass, so they will take half damage from that. As this, you incant your spell and you call forth this concussive force, crack of thunder across the land. They rock back and forth and bray, but they are a-okay. They will take 4 damage each there.
These creatures look like abominations, right? Like horrifying. Like I get it's a high fantasy world, but they do not look like they belong, right?
They're a
look like
hybrid
twisted
creature.
monstrosities.
Yeah, they look like they have like this strange goat-like head with long teeth, a strangely over elongated body with 8 legs, and they are double jointed. When they move, they kind of hop as much as they do like run around. Yeah, they're not particularly natural creatures. All right, and with that, we return to Rose at the top of the order. What do you do after this thunder wave happens?
Wait, Gormak.
Yeah, Gormak is very, very bottom.
Oh, Gormak's at 1. Yeah. Gormak!
Yeah. Yeah.
You're holding on for dear life. The cart's dragging you down. You've got this thing in a headlock. What do you do?
Is the cart like a problem? Can I feel like this needs to go?
It's definitely a problem. It's definitely
okay. I'm gonna spend whatever kind of action it takes to disconnect myself from the cart.
Okay. All right.
We don't just have like a quick release pin, do we? I can't just pull it and have the cart.
I mean, it's probably like buckled in, right? So
yeah, you're like buckled in. So you're like holding on to this creature. You let go. And like the cart bounces and fumbles, and you come to a like scrambling stop. You begin like unclasping yourself from this cart. You interact with it, you shed yourself from that.
Okay.
And then you have like a movement or a bonus action left.
Okay. As my bonus action, I think I'll just rage.
yes. You just like Hulk out. What does it look like when you rage? Just like
Gormak probably like lifts both of his hands up, almost like Donkey Kong style, and then just pounds them into the ground and lowers his horns and kind of tosses them a couple of times.
Nice.
Emily hears that in the distance. She's like, "Oh no."
All right, Rose. You see the thunder wave happen. You see Gormak begin to like become Donkey Kong over there. He's throwing off the cart. What do you do?
So I'm going to cast Entangle, and I would like it. So, Rose, like, she goes down. She touches the ground with one hand, and she touches her neck where the rose is with the other hand. And I'm going to cast Entangle so that it's a 20 feet square, right? So I would like to, it to encompass, like, this part and then go down.
Sure.
Like that?
Perfect. Yeah, so you're excluding...
Right, so I get the 2 of these, but I don't get the whatever this creature is.
Perfect. Yes. That's a dexterity saving throw for them, right?
Strength. It's a strength saving throw.
Oh, it's a strength saving throw. Okay. Well,
which is why I didn't want to use on the big ones.
Yes. Okay. They attempt their saves. 1 passes with flying colors. What is your save DC?
It's oh god, I haven't played a caster in so long. I get if I have a +4, it's what?
So your wisdom.
8 is the base.
14, right? 14.
14, perfect.
Where it says class resource, just type it in there. That's what I normally do.
So the grasping grass grows up around this thing, and the first one just kind of like jumps out of the way and screeches. But the second one is ensnared before its like hinged legs can pop it up over the grass. It is encircled and grabbed, and it begins dragging it down, like pressing it against the ground, holding it tight. Excellent. So now, all of these creatures go. The one here that has been attacked by Tom and Janlar reaches around with its massive jaws and decides to take a big old bite out of Tom. He does not like getting attacked at all. And for an 18,
that's a miss.
That is a miss. Your mail armor just gets like chomped down in on, and it scrambles for purchase, but it cannot successfully bite you. This one here is going to also turn around and make a bite attack at you.
Okay.
For a 21.
That is a hit.
Alrighty, so it's like while you're getting grabbed by one of the creatures, it exposes kind of a fleshy part behind you, and this one manages to get in there and sink its teeth for 6 points of damage.
Oof, okay.
This one here makes another attack at the Auroch, and successfully strikes the beast for 3 points of damage. Alright. This thing is not happy at all. It is like enraged and furious, and it swings its massive tusks back and forth, but there's no one in range as it continues to ride and charge this direction. Getting up close. This one follows with it. But this two here kind of come and stop around you, Tom. These two up here make attacks against the Auroch for a 22 and a 19. For a 3 and 9. Okay.
Greg, when you say the type of creature these are, you keep saying abominations. Is that aberration or?
It's just a creature, man.
Okay, it doesn't have like abomination isn't a creature type, so I was just wondering the creature type.
These would be beasts.
Beasts.
They're just ugly as all.
They're just horrifying amalgamations of different beasts, right? So for the purposes of spells, right, they're a beast type monster, but they're just this abhorrent things, right? They make bite attacks, tearing in, gripping into the flesh and hooves of this creature as it thrashes about. This one is spooked as well and continues its charge as they follow it. One of these here is entangled, and it bites and claws and tries to break free, but cannot do so. The other one just simply comes forward to attack the creature, also striking it for 5 points of damage, as they begin their horrifying dance down the path here. The two riders just begin to break in different directions. One follows after these, and the other one comes over here. And he ignores the fight going on between Tom and the two beasts. And he crosses the old road and takes his shot at the one following the creature.
Hey, Greg, do I get an attack of opportunity when that other one passes me?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Emily with her teeny tiny, like...
Yeah, my tiny little rapier.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
You come out, you wield your tiny little rapier, and as it runs by, you fly in as fast as you possibly can and just stab into it, successfully striking it.
6 piercing.
For 6 piercing. Excellent. Excellent. And it is very hurt and very not happy.
Am I up at this point?
I'm gonna roll to hit here, but yes, it is essentially your turn after these people roll their strikes.
I may have moved on my turn.
You think so, huh?
Possibly, yeah. We'll cover it on my turn, though.
Okay. So that is 3 points of damage to one of these. And a miss. All right. That brings us around to Tom.
So Burning Hands is a 15-foot cone. Would that catch both of these things that are adjacent to me right here?
Yeah, you could turn yourself to catch both of those like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
I'm going to cast Burning Hands. They need to make a saving throw. I assume it's dexterity. DC 12 is my save. 3d6 damage if they fail, and half that if they pass. So
all right. They like dexterity.
And I'll see if I get it.
They both fail horrifically. They try to dance out of the way, but it seems they've never seen like fire before.
Okay, well they take 18 damage apiece.
Woo!
Wow.
You,
that's a lot for first. Oh shit.
you like wave your hands in front of your holy symbol, and
max
as you
damage.
do so, fire just races out and it begins erupting around them. As they are caught in the flames, they burn and scream. And they fall silent and burning as corpses on the ground in front of you. Excellent. Anything else that you're doing with your move?
Let's see. I'm at 3 HP, but I do have 20 AC, so I can probably go lock another one down. What's around me? I can go 30 feet, so I might be able to catch up. Let me see what the ruler says here. I can reach that. Perfect. I'm just going to run up here and get into range right behind this thing, and that's the end of my turn.
Alrighty, excellent, excellent. So that brings us to Janlar. You've just seen this impressive display of holy fire destroy 2 of the enemies before you. What do you do? Yo, you got your mic problem.
Sorry about that. Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. I'm just gonna cast Firebolt again. None of my first level spells will work.
Oh, I got lots of fire around here.
Alrighty. You begin swirling your hands and try to imitate the burning success. Which one are you fighting here?
I'm going to take a shot at. I don't know if I can ping.
You click and
you just have to have the cursor up and then you hold it down when you click.
Right here.
Like that.
Can I shoot at this guy right here? You seen that?
This one here, where they're getting double teamed?
No, this one, the single one that's chasing the big.
This one here.
There we go.
Perfect. All right. So you shoot a firebolt at it. It is going to make a Constitution save? Dex save, right?
No, Firebolt is just a...
Oh, it's roll to hit. Please roll to hit. You did a 13. That does it. Your fire races out, strikes it, erupting in flame around him. Please roll damage for another 10 damage. Oh my goodness. This one...
Max damage rolls, man.
Yeah, this one takes 10 damage and is very, very, very much in pain. So that brings us around to Emily. Emily, you've just seen this incredible display of arcane fire as multiple creatures have dead and flames have erupted over them. What do you do?
I'm going to turn around to these. I might turn to this one and I start whispering under my breath. I'm like, you smell and you're ugly looking, as I cast Vicious Mockery.
Alrighty. We will go ahead and do that. That is a 17. They pass. Your words like try to seep into their brain, but the constant like chittering and braying of their creature just drowns it out, and it doesn't do your desired effect. What else are you doing with your turn? Is that all?
I think I'll move. So I got 25 feet flying, so I'm gonna fly over here. Up something closer to the party.
All right, awesome. Okay. You fly on over. That leads us to Gormak.
Okay.
You've seen all this fire. You see this fairy whispering some strange incantations. You've got 2 bison charging all around you. You've unleashed yourself from your cart. What do you do?
Did the Oryx that I was grappled onto, did it move when all the other ones moved, or did it stay where it is?
It wasn't attacked, so it just kind of stayed where it is.
It hung out? Okay.
Yeah.
So the goof that I may have made, I raged at the end of my last turn.
You're fine. I'm going to allow that.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, which means that I didn't take damage or attack.
You didn't take damage or attack, but you were, like, in the middle of fighting and grappling with this giant beast, and you were raged out at your cart. Maybe you punched your cart really hard.
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
You're enraged.
I attacked my straps off.
That
was my goof that I realized I might have made, was I didn't attack anything. I don't have a clear line to get from here to this guy, right? So the Oryx is in the way?
Yeah, you would be in trouble there. Trying to charge.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't, and this is an actual hill right here.
That right there is a big kind of cliff face, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I can't get to that one either. I'm gonna have to move more delicately than that, which is super obnoxious. So what I'm going to do, since this one stood still, I'm just going to grapple the one next to me again. Now that I'm not attached to the cart, I'm just going to jump onto it and grab it by the horns, and then try and make a grapple check to steer this thing.
Okay, awesome. So you're going to try to jump onto it, grab it, and steer it around. Yeah. All right. We're going to have a strength athletics contest.
Okay, so R2d20. I have advantage on strength.
You do.
I'm raging.
Ooh.
And well, I guess.
Oh shit! I thought you rolled the 27. I was already excited.
No. 14 is my best, and +7 is 21.
All right, yeah, you jump on and you grab its horns and you're gonna like shove this thing aside, but it's just so strong. It's such a big, powerfully built piece. Like if you maybe had grabbed like its haunches, you might have been able to do it, but its oversized chest is so strong, and it's just you're holding on for dear life, but you can't steer it anywhere. Excellent. So that means Rose. You see Gormak try to just like wrestle with this thing. You're standing next to one of the horrible creatures. What do you do?
I'm going to take my quarter staff off my back. Like I'm gonna loosen it, and I'm gonna put the tip on the ground. And that moment, like you see vines, like thorny vines that sprout from the ground, and like quickly wrap around the staff, and then she picks up her staff, and then she's gonna whack at the creature in front of her.
Okay, so the vines that wrap around it, what are you using there?
Shillelagh.
It's wrapped around the vine, not the creature. Perfect.
Yep.
Excellent.
No, it goes around the quarter staff, right? And then she just pulls it off the ground.
Yeah, and then please make an attack with your viney staff.
Okay. 10.
A 10 is not. So you wrap all it up with vines, you power it up, and you swing at this creature, and you hear a solid thump on its shoulder, but then it just kind of looks at you and is like, like it does not appear too fazed by it. And so we come to the everybody else stage. So this one that you are fighting, it looks up at you, Rose, and just with like murder in its eyes, lunges and attempts to bite at you with a +4 to hit, with a critical failure. As it jumps up towards you, you just bat it aside with your new shillelagh. You're just not having any of it. You just smack it, send it sprawling back to the ground as it picks itself back up angrily and looks at you. This one is still held. These two are dead. This one here, it bites at the Auroch that Gormak is holding on to, and hits it very hard. For
I think Gormak's holding on to
you grabbed the one that had initially charged you? I thought you were grabbing the other one. Okay.
No, it didn't move, so I figured I'd just try and grab that one.
Perfect. So it does another 5 points of damage to it. This is just biting and ripping away flesh. This thing charges out of fear and anger. It goes right past you, but you are essentially held on to this one. You like just squeeze and hug up close, and just don't even worry about the charging Auroch as it rushes past you. And this thing keeps running, but goes there. These two up here are going to continue.
Does it run close enough for me, past me, to make an attack of opportunity, or no?
You're like fully engaged and grappling with this creature on its horns. I don't know if you can turn around and attack it.
Okay.
If you do, right, you're essentially giving up your ability to defend yourself against the one in front of you.
Okay.
Right. So now it comes to this one, right? It's been attacked, and it's wild and crazy again. It's got this tree right in front of it. It's got you. Instead of charging wildly, it just begins ripping its head back and forth, trying to just like rip you off. And these sharp, twisted tusks are getting like just thrown into you. It is gonna roll a disadvantage to hit you, since you're trying to like grab it and hold on to it.
Trying to hold on to it.
Yeah, but
I think in the fighting pits, Gormak might have like been put in like ridiculous matches, like where they have him wrestle an Oryx.
So it slashes its tusks back and forth. No, it hits with 7 because it has disadvantage. So like as it thrashes, you like have hold of its horns. You're able to just like shove it back and forth, and you narrowly miss your face as the horns keep trying to gouge at you. It rears and kicks, but you manage to take no damage. This ranger closes back this way. It takes another shot at the Lacrota over here.
Oh, that's what they are.
And he misses, and the other ranger attacks again, and he misses. And those two have already attacked, I believe. So, that brings us back to Rose.
Yeah, I'll try to whack it again.
All right.
22.
Yes, you pick up your staff with a mighty blow, come crashing down on this creature.
8 damage.
For 8 damage, and it dies. Dead creature. Your staff just hits it right square in the face. You can just see the light drain out of his eyes as it crumples down in front of you. What else do you want to do with your turn?
Oh, I just look very relieved because I know nobody's going to shoot any fire anytime soon at that thing. So I just, wipe the sweat off my forehead and just give a deep sigh. That's all I do for now. Oh my god.
I mean, they don't look like that, but
not quite.
There's the inspiration there.
They're borrowing stat block from that.
Tom, Lightbringer, what are you doing?
So with that one dead, I'm gonna run up here. I'm gonna use my bonus action to pull one of my javelins off my belt. Let me actually measure out how far I can go here. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20. Actually, I could just catch up to it with a melee weapon. Never mind. I'm just going to keep the mace. I'm going to walk up to the back of this one and whack it from behind.
Perfect. Yeah, you walk up and thrash at it from behind.
A 13 to hit.
13 just hits. Go ahead and roll for some damage
It takes 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. And you exactly crush this creature. Like, you hit it in its like, spine. And you feel it crumple and break as it falls to the ground. It kicks and screams for a few moments before falling dead and in front of you.
All right.
Alrighty. Janlar, it is your turn.
I'm gonna move forward a bit to around here and make another firebolt at this one. If I can't ping it, hold on. Maybe I can ping it.
Well, there's this one here, up here. And
Yeah, that one
here,
exactly.
Down here. Okay, so you go ahead and spin your magic fire and fling it out there. But unfortunately this time, your fire singes this creature, and you hear its mewl, but it doesn't seem to take the damage as fully as you would hope. You just get the smell of burning hair and an angry-looking cat creature. Okay, so that brings us to Emily.
Whee! Alright, I noticed that those two are dead down there, so I'm gonna head up the hill a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hit this bad boy here with some more vicious mockery.
Alright, how do you mock it?
Definitely. You're just as ugly as the other one.
Just as ugly as the other one. Perfect. So it will fail. Your words seep in as you say, oh, you're just as ugly as the other one. It like kicks and mules, and it feels, you can see it's like invisible pain as it screeches at you. Anything else you want to do with that turn?
Nope, that's me.
Alrighty. So that brings us to Gormak. You see this creature shoving and freaking out in front of you. You're still holding on to its horns. You heard like the death screams of a creature right behind you. What do you do?
I think Gormak in his rage is gonna refuse to be bested by this creature, and he's gonna try and bend it to his will.
Okay.
So. I love how Gormak is fighting an entirely different enemy.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah. I don't even know how aware of these other things. Gormak probably hasn't even noticed the hunters. Like, I don't even think he knows they're there. He's like single-mindedly determining this. Like I was gonna stop its charge in its tracks, and then it just kind of carried me with it, and that didn't work. And I'm not going to be bested by this stupid ox. So,
excellent.
I'm going to keep trying to grab this thing and steer it.
Perfect. All right.
I do not succeed.
Well, you have advantage. So that's technically not a failure.
No, I mean. Well, yeah, it's not a critical failure, but it's still only a 9. So unless this thing rolls a natural 1 on it.
It could roll a natural 1. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It rolls a natural 1!
Oh my god.
You've been wearing this creature down. You've been yanking its head forcibly. Over the course of 3 turns, you've been riding it, grappling it, putting it in a chokehold. You finally, like, get this advantage, and you with pure might shove this thing down, and you bring it to its knees in front of you. You feel like you have control to like move this thing however you want.
Nice.
What do you do with it?
I'm gonna jump on its back, and just holding it by the horns. I'm gonna prepare to try and ride this thing by steering it by pulling on its horns.
Excellent. Yes, you jump on its back. You mount it. You have it on its horns. I'll call that your movement to get back on his back and your action.
Okay. Yeah, my action to grapple. So.
Yeah. Alrighty. Perfect. It's
that like 3 turns in a row that I've taken the attack action, but not actually punched something.
Emily, that brings us to Rose. That brings us to the top of the round. What are you?
Yeah. So is this thing still held there?
Yes,
is it still
it is being
ensnared?
held tightly by the grasping vines. It can't escape at the moment.
Right. Let's see. So I don't think I could reach it because I only have 30 feet of movement and this is difficult terrain. I can... Okay, I'm gonna walk up here, cancel concentration. Wait, does it still keep the difficult terrain though? 1 second. Entangle. For the duration. No, okay. So I'm gonna walk up there, cancel the entanglement, right? Okay. So I can walk up straight next to this thing here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to whack it with my staff.
All right. You take your... Oh, you smack it really good. Just thwomp right upside the head.
8 damage.
8 points of damage. Okay. And it unleashed from the vines finally stands up, and as it's standing up, you thwap it in the head. It looks back up to you and just it is angry, and it is its turn now. So it lunges at you for a bite attack of 15.
Yep, that's a hit.
Alrighty. So that hits you for 6 points of damage as it bites into your flesh, and it rips and tears. You can hear the splintering and crushing of its teeth against your flesh. The rest of these are mostly dead. These two here, this one has been mocked and is in pain, and it knows the source of that pain, and it turns away from its prey.
Come at me, ugly!
And comes right for you. Yeah, it is not pleased. A 21.
Yes, that's it.
Ooh.
Excellent. For 3 points of damage.
Ow!
As it like leaps, like you're flying around, and it leaps up and just snaps its jaws right as it catches you, leaving a large gash across your chest. This one here remains steadfast in trying to hunt down its prey, and hits it for 5 more points of damage. This particular Auroch is just like wobbling at this point. Its final hit, this final bite, just like rips a piece of flesh out of its leg. It's limping, it's hobbled. It goes down to its knees basically on its last life. The ranger here finally gets to shooting at something not attacking his buffalo. So he attacks the one that attacked Emily here. For a 20.
Finally, they hit something.
It does 4 points of damage to that one. And that was the one that took the psychic. It also looks to be on its last legs. This arrow strikes it in its like joint right between the shoulder and the neck, and it wobbles a little bit, but its eyes still are angry as it mewls. And this other ranch hand here will strike at the one attacking his... Oh, he shoots a natural one. His shot just aims wild and goes off into the woods. Obviously not a truly trained soldier. And that brings us to Tom.
Okay, I'm going to run up 5, 10, 15. Shove this guy aside. So I shove him aside. That puts me up to 20.
Yeah.
And from here, do I have a line of sight with this thing right here?
You do, from there.
Okay, I'm going to pull out a javelin and chuck it at it.
Okay, yeah, you run up, you just shoulder this guy out of the way. Fire.
With a 19 to hit.
You hit, yes.
And it takes 8 points of damage.
Ooh, it takes 8 points of damage, and it goes down in a heap. All right. Your javelin just strikes it through the chest, and
perfect. I assume you get strength bonus on damage from thrown weapons, right?
That is correct, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
That is not 5e's, I think, base rule, but I will
okay.
take it.
Yeah, I didn't do a strength bonus to hit.
For the purposes of this campaign, sure. A thrown weapon is a dexterity modified attack.
And strength modified.
And you can choose your dex or your strength, because I'm damn sure that the 5e rulebook says it's dex based. But if you want to, I totally am into strength for chucked weapons. Sure. All right, so Tom runs up. He shoves this dude out of his way. He pulls out a spear, just throws it and sticks it between the rib cage of this creature, pinning it to the ground as it mewls and dies. There's one abomination left, still attacking Emily. What do you do, Janlar?
I'm gonna move over. I don't know how far I can move.
I still have one as well, right? Mine isn't dead?
Oh, yes, there's 2 left.
I'm just saying.
There's 2 left. There's 2 left.
There is another one.
And, can I move all the way down here? I'm not sure how far I can move.
You can move 30 feet, so every square is 5 feet. You can move 6 squares.
Okay, I can move all the way over here. Next to her.
Alright, you get up in the business.
Can I attack with Firebolt in melee combat? Is that...
Yes, you can. Spells cast, like ranged spells, non-touch spells, and bow shots are at disadvantage when in melee combat. Ranged attacks are at disadvantage while in melee combat.
Okay. Then I wouldn't like step into a square.
Okay, yeah, take 1 step short. That's fine.
Yeah.
That hits. How much damage do you do? Your flame erupts around it. It begins to burn and howl in pain. But it still continues to look with malice at the two of you. That brings us, Emily. You have this creature bearing down at you. It just ripped this big gash into you. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm stabbing him in the face with my rapier.
You pull out your small little rapier.
I still got it in my own
I was
hand.
gonna say Gormak is like hears Emily get hurt on her turn, and he like turns and sees this and starts turning the oryx and just goes, Emily, move.
Alright, I'm gonna stab it.
An 11. So you like pull out your rapier. You begin flying right at its face, and as you get there, it just kind of like dodges its head to the side, and it like jumps back with its hinged legs. Its shoulder hits you as you kind of meander off away from it, not striking it with your sword.
No worries. Well, I'm gonna use my movement to skirt around it so I'm not in the way if he does bring that ball of a thing up towards me.
Alrighty, excellent. You finish getting around it. Gormak.
That's exactly what I do on my turn. Is I want to make the oryx charge into the square like right next to this thing. So probably like these ones here, presumably.
Is that the exact route you're taking?
Yeah. It's direct line.
Okay.
Up to that thing.
So you grab this thing's horns, you whip it around.
Yeah,
and
I'm still raging, and I'm not super smart, so
yeah. Absolutely. You whip this thing around, and you have it like in your grasp. You kick it in the haunches as hard as you can, and it unleashes a roar as the two of you begin charging exactly in this line.
Yeah.
And end up here. Poor Tom. You.
I feel like I have a problem, but I think this ranger that I shoved is even more screwed.
Oh yeah. Both of you are going to take the full brunt of this charge. Yeah, it's going to attack you with its charge.
Okay. Let me do a quick thing really fast because I might have actually lost my Shield of Faith earlier. I did not. I still have it.
Perfect.
I forgot to do the concentration roll, but I was saving it until I got attacked again.
Okay. So it misses you. Your Shield of Faith, I guess, like flares and like alerts
like a warning
you.
flash.
Yeah, it alerts you to what happens, and just like this flash of light, you hit the deck, you get down, this thing tramples past you.
What happens to the ranger?
The ranger, we're about to find out. Also, like he sees you get down, and he's like, if he's ducking, I gotta duck, and he just like jumps on top of you. He just lays on top of you as this creature just charges through, and it is going right for the abomination in front of it, which it strikes and struck with charging. So it does its full crazy damage. It does 10 points of damage as this twisted wild horns swing and charge, and it just crushes into this creature, crumpling it. It sprays blood and mist all over Gormak, and it is very, very dead.
Does that take my action to steer it, or is that a move for me?
Yeah, I'm considering like you charging with this creature your action.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
my rage probably fades then, because that wasn't an attack.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, so I like Gormak kind of like sees Emily get hurt, charges the oryx over there. The oryx gores this thing, and like as the blood like kind of like mists, Gormak kind of like snaps out of it and like realizes the oryx just killed that thing and just kind of like pats it on its rump. Like a good job boy type of thing.
You pat it on its
originally,
rump.
like Gormak had pulled his great axe out to strike this thing, and then the oryx killed it, and he's just like, just kind of slaps it like, good job.
Nice. You slap it on the rump, and it like freaks again and continues to charge with you on its back the rest of its movement. Up here.
Hi.
That brings us back.
Can Gormak comically fall off when it charges that time?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It charges and bucks, and you fall right on your face. Plop.
Yeah, like right there next to where
right
Emily
there.
is.
Just bam.
Kind of stands up and looks at Emily. Okay.
I'm fine. Still skipping.
Gormak nods. Good. And like just kind of holds his axe and looks ready to defend you from whatever else is going to attack.
Excellent. So that brings us to the top of the round for
He
Rose.
also notices the Rangers for the first time this fight.
Just one laying on top of Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a horse that's definitely dead. Hold on. I forgot. Because the token doesn't have a horse. He's on a horse. Oh, dear.
That poor horse.
There's a very dead horse. There's a very, very dead horse. Also gorged on the other tusk of the...
Gormak just kind of looks at Tom like, you made a friend. This person's laying on top of him.
He hasn't quite figured out the whole boundaries thing yet.
Rose, you are facing down this creature in front of you with help from Jack.
This thing has taken 15 damage so far.
It is, and it's very hurt, but it is still angry.
Jesus.
This was one of the healthier ones.
I'm going to, I guess I'm going to touch my leg where it bit into it.
Uh-huh.
And you see some sort of yellow lichen grow where you know the blood is flowing out.
Okay.
Just trying to stop the bleeding. Healing word is 1d4
Do you
plus
bleed
healing.
blood or
plus
like
modifier,
sap?
is it?
I was gonna say, are you sapping right now? Like,
I don't know, Greg. Have we established what color my bodily fluids are?
You can tell me anything you like about the color. That doesn't matter. I can answer that it is blood, but it's thick, right? Like it runs like a grease almost, right? Just like thick and pure. But if you tested it, you would know that it was blood.
Yep. I guess it tastes like blood, but it looks like sap when it's fresh, right?
Yeah. It runs in like thick globules, right, as it comes out.
Somebody will stab Rose and never get that sap off their knife.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's eternal revenge. So I'm doing that, and then since that's my bonus action, I'm going to whack that creature again.
Nice.
14?
14 hits.
1d8. 10 damage.
All right. You strike this creature. How do you want to impart the killing blow for this encounter?
How does that work? Oh, I guess it's she whacks it really hard on its back. And as a killing blow, what happens is that the vines of the staff, they slowly leave the staff and just like wrap around the neck of the creature, right? And she just twists the quarterstaff and it just breaks its neck really quickly.
Nice. Yeah, that's exactly
It gives out a loud crack as it dies.
Yeah. It's about to do one of those like howls of pain, but you just silence it as its neck cracks. And nothing comes out. You can just you hear like this really low, sad whistle as air escapes its vocal cords, but it can't scream, and it lays still in front of you. The very, very dead Lacrata in front of you. So, as the last one dies, this ranger on top of Tom gets up. Oh, my God, you saved my life. Thank you. I'm so thankful for all of you to help us, but we've got to get these creatures under control.
Go about your business. We have some cleaning up to do ourselves.
Okay. Most definitely. Could you perhaps help us? They're stubborn, insubordinate creatures.
I think Gormak is well suited to it. He seems to have already made friends with one. I have to go make sure he didn't irreparably destroy our cart.
Okay.
Gormak kind of turns and looks at the cart like, oh yeah, I was wearing that at one point, wasn't I?
Yeah, and I go over with my my mending at the ready and start like fixing little like breaks and tears in the wood to patch the cart back up.
Okay. I want you to make what is a crafting type skill here?
I mean, it's the mending spell.
Yeah, you're using mending. I want you to
intelligence something.
I want you to make an intelligence-based check. I want you to make a dexterity and intelligence kind of combo. So I want an acrobatics.
Would it just be intelligence since it's mending? I feel
I
like
want
the
a sleight of
dexterity
hand.
element of it.
I want a sleight of hand intelligence check from you. So if you are trained in sleight of hand, it will help you.
I am definitely not.
It will help you like mend this better, but you're using your intelligence to find the pieces that need the most help.
Right, so it's just d20 plus 1. Which is an 8.
Okay, so you mend the cart to the best of your abilities, and you think it'll function.
Well, we'll have to get better repairs, but it should hold to town at least.
It'll hold to like the next town, but it's also going to cost further exhaustion onto whoever drives it.
He deserves it at this point.
Okay, so riding the cart in this state, or pulling the cart in this state for Gormak will give him levels of exhaustion. So as you're doing that, the other kind of ranger that still has a horse is riding around with a whip, and like making like animal calls to these creatures. You notice that his whip cracks and makes the sound, but he never strikes any of the creatures. He's using the noise to try to like herd them together, but is having a rough time of it. Just him without the aid of his fellow.
I mean, if
Gormak gets his whip out and starts trying to help.
Excellent. You are making an animal handling, I think, wisdom check, because you're trying to copy what this guy's doing. Yeah.
1d20 plus 1. Yeah. 15.
15. All right. You're more helpful than you realize. Between you and the second ranch hand that no longer has his horse, you can kind of set up a perimeter, and you kind of get the feel for exactly like where and how the whip noises are helpful. Both of them are shouting, like suey and all that stuff, getting their ranch hands together. And eventually, after probably like 30 minutes or 45 minutes of work, they do manage to stop the beasts from running to different places and get them together. The ranch hand that's still on the horse actually manages to come up to you afterwards and says, thank you for your help. This is really a very difficult thing there, and most people wouldn't jump in like that. It's very, very helpful. Unfortunately, it seems that one of our creatures sustained quite a bit of injury. This beast isn't going to make it back to camp. Do you think...
wait, I can help. And I'm going to use my last spell of Cure Light Wounds on it.
Oh, excellent. So you lay your hands on it as he says, I just don't think I can make it. Your hands like lay on this creature's like legs, and they've been bitten and torn to shreds. There's hardly any muscle left. And as you touch it and unleash your magic into the creature, the wounds begin to knit over and the muscle reattaches. And the creature still looks like it's in bad shape, but it stands up and goes to join the others of its small herd.
I was to say the one that Gormak was riding earlier. He's feeding one of the fruits that Emily told him wouldn't keep on the road, that he shoveled into his pack. He's like feeding it like the sort of brown avocado. Like
the big creature's like eating like very happily from your hand.
Yeah.
You seem to have made a friend.
Gormak looks at one of the rangers and he says, "I beat this one."
Yes, you did, man. It was impressive. I've never seen a one person stand up in front of an Auric before. We breed them big and strong over at Split Tails. And then
Gormak nods.
He looks over to Emily and then kind of to the rest of the group, and he says, you just saved the boss a great deal of money right there. That creature's gonna look like he'll up nice and right. If we had to put it out of his misery, that's 500 gold out the door. I think y'all need to come with us. If you'll escort us back to the ranch, make sure nothing else attacks these creatures. I bet the boss man rewards you proper.
Sure. I think we can set aside the diversion. We can't stay long. We have other business. And he kind of like shows the seeker pin.
Oh, and as he sees the seeker pin, probably for the first time, he hasn't really. it hasn't really dawned on him exactly what you were. His eyes kind of go wide. He says, "Oh, well, thank Bridges, we found seekers on the path. We were ranching, driving these aurochs up past the I've forgotten the name of the city, up past Hawks Hollow that I came from." And we were on our way back after selling them. We ran into these creatures. It's truly divine intervention that we found seekers on the path. You should definitely come split tails with us.
Sure. How far is the journey?
He says it'd probably be about 4 hours ride from here off, and he kind of points away from the road towards kind of like where the trail splits off.
Sure, I think we can take a day off, and Tom kind of turns to the group for affirmation on that one.
I'm like holding my side. I'm like, yeah, I think we can take a day off.
We weren't going to make it all the way to Willard's Mill in one day anyway, right?
Yeah.
Because it's 28-hour traveling.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you agree to accompany him, and you slowly make your way. It's a cattle herd, right? It's a cattle run, and so you only go as fast as these aurochs go. Fortunately, these aurochs are gigantic creatures. They're bigger than any oxen or bigger than any cow or cattle that you've seen, with these large twisted horns and shaggy features. You can tell that these are truly grown to be stupendously large. You think that it would be even difficult to hook a wagon to it.
Right.
But you slowly make your way down this beaten path, and eventually you pass kind of like a wooden fence. It doesn't seem to be that impactful, but it marks territory more than anything. And on it is a sign with a with a menagerie of animal heads kind of around the word "split tails." And the ranchers kind of lead you on through here. One of them with the horse kind of breaks off and leads the once they pass through the fence, leads the aurochs off to a hill to the west, and just kind of leaves them out there as if they're perfectly safe. Before riding back to you, it says, "Come on now, I'll show you to the manor house and the boss."
You said there's a bunch of like animal heads that are like around the thing.
Yes.
Is there like an old westy like cattle skull on anything?
Sure. Yeah. There's a cow head. They're not skulls really.
Okay.
They're painted to be truly like living heads, but there are cows there. There are also horses. There are also these aurochs, but there's also stranger creatures there too. You notice things with beaks and talons, and you notice things with like snouts, like dogs, and there are all kinds of creatures on there.
I lean in and I'm like, you could find yourself a nice, pretty lady.
I look at you and I go, why?
Can't you see the cat? Don't worry about it.
I look at you, I go, you know I'm not a cow, right?
Yeah, sort of.
I nod. Okay. He doesn't understand what I would do with a cow. Like,
I don't even like milk that much.
Neither do I, ma'am. Neither do I.
I like look at Tom. And I'm like, are you going to tell him that they might have a lady monkey?
You've lost me.
Like,
because he doesn't put the thing that he's a minotaur and a cow together. He just turns to the humans like, he looks like a monkey. Maybe they have a lady monkey.
Yeah, a nice lady friend. That for this.
Should I be offended by this? I don't know. I don't know how to feel here, Gormac.
No, I think it's just a misunderstanding. But you never know. He might have a pretty daughter for the monkey-looking man.
Oh, when did we establish that I look like a monkey?
I'm just trying to make it like clear.
All right. And as your chatter winds down, you are led up a trail kind of through the woods here. You see different fences and different like pastures marked off, and among them you see all kinds of different creatures. With the aurochs went and rested, they seem to be theirs. With different fences mark off these large horses with split tails. They look like horses, but lean, and their coloration is more greens and blues than browns or whatever else, and they have split tails. But if you were to compare them to a normal sized horse, they're just, despite looking lean, they're taller and longer. There are these packs of like oversized dogs. They're shaggy, they look like wolves almost, but definitely act and behave like dogs, and as you pass they bark and get all riled up before you move on. There, at one point, there's this big barn that's enclosed, and you hear screeching like bird-like noises coming from it. And eventually, you're led past this menagerie of different creatures, and you come to this large manor house that once again has the Split Tails logo on a sign in front of it. And you are led up basically to the front lawn, where a young woman about maybe 28 years old, with sun-bleached hair and very like dark skin, as she's been in the sun for a long time, kind of greets you. She looks around, says, "Oh well, you brought me visitors today. Hello, everyone. What can I do you for?" And he kind of holds his hand up and says, "Boss, these seekers, they saved one of the pack. We almost lost an auroch to the goat creatures in the hills. They managed to fight them off for us, with us, and they saved a beast from having to be put down." She looks to you all and says, "Well, seekers, and I owe you a great debt. Well, this is the good news. Why don't you come on into the manor house, get yourself cleaned up. I'll put some lunch on, and we'll talk about maybe getting you some payment. You know how much those creatures are worth?"
Yeah, he was telling us all about it.
Yeah, he told us something in the range of 500 gold or something. Quite the investment. What are they used for?
Everything, darling. There's all kinds of little hills out here. You can milk them. Their wool's as nice as can be. They're the best work animals all in the entire world. They'll plow a whole field for you, just one of them.
Cormac goes, "And fighting."
Well, yes, they do occasionally get bought to put in fighting pits. I don't really care who buys my creatures, as long as they pay up.
I kind of like lean in. I said, "See, there's even a mate for him."
Cormac,
That's adorable. That's really cute.
At this point and looks at you and goes, "You know, just because I have a cow face, that doesn't mean I breed with actual cows. It's still bestiality. That's weird, Emily."
I'm sorry. I'm still learning, okay?
I kind of pat you on the head and I go, "If it can't talk, it can't consent."
What a responsible
We all just start laughing.
Minotaur. Oh my god.
Now those are some wild
Is that how
words
it
to
went
live by.
down in the labyrinth? I'm not sure about that.
Like Gormak is like blown away that Emily doesn't consider this.
For now, it was
Emily's just trying to play matchmaker, and Gormak is disgusted.
Yeah, it's just like, listen, Emily, there are rules about these sorts of things.
Alrighty, I think she goes into the back to start preparing you lunch. One of a maid from the house comes out and shows each of you.
Cowpoke is looking at me like this revelation that if it can't talk, it can't consent blows his mind and calls.
Oh yeah. There's definitely a couple. The boss does not seem perturbed in the slightest. She doesn't seem to be fazed by much anything. But the ranch hand here is having a hard time like stifling a smile. He's like corpsing, got his hand over his mouth. But a maid is called down to show you to kind of like a room to get cleaned up. There's wash basins and things like that. And I think we will stop for a break here. I think this is a good break point. We'll come back in 5 minutes with the Split Tails Ranch.